Welcome to another episode of Motivational Minutes. I'm your man Bailey.
Bag, drip, drip. DA got that dope. I'm here, nigga. Take a minute motivational hits. Real life, real talks, motivational minute.
All right. New episode. I'm back. I don't always say I'm back. I never went anywhere. I'm always here. This episode is a little bit different. This episode is actually a post that comes from one of my good friend's pages. He posted today on Facebook. You guys will actually get this the day after it was posted. It's one of those places where you can tell that when he posted this, he came from a very emotional, vulnerable place. Something where, whether it's in his life or someone else's life, but you realize as we get older that you see people trying to live out certain aspects of their life, and most of it is really to look good for people that usually in life really don't matter. We put on this front, we put on this facade, we put on this lifestyle that isn't really who we are. We have grown as a society to where we push ourselves to act out for the masses because there's this whole thing of wanting to feel accepted. I'm not sure when it started, but it's really, well, yes, I am. Instagram really created this. Instagram now has people at a point in their life to where they feel like they have to be accepted. They can't just be who they are. They can't just do what they want to do. It's, hey, it's about the next post, the next picture, the next moment, and people have to gravitate to it. So let's go ahead and jump into this. I'm gonna do this in sections. It's a really long post, but I'm kind of gonna break this down in my words, in my opinion, of where this young man, I feel like, was coming from, and then kind of just speak on, things that I've spoken on before that are a lot of it's in this. So it says, why can't everyone just be themselves and live life and have fun and stop trying to live up to other people's standards? Huge thing, big thing, okay? In our society, we have created this thing of standards. You gotta drive a certain car. For you women, you guys have to carry a certain bag. You gotta have your nails done. You gotta have your hair done, or your wigs gotta be just perfect. There's so many things that go in line to just being able to just be you, or what it is they feel like you and who you are. It's not real. It's not you being the truest version of yourself. It's you being the truest version of what you want them to believe, like who you are. Like you intentionally went out of your way to make yourself look and appear a certain way in order to be aesthetically pleasing to the masses. This is what it's gonna take for them to like me situation. And a lot of the time it's not real, but we've told ourselves this so many times that it is now our reality. It is because we perceive it to be that. Perception is reality. If you perceive it to be that, it is your reality. Hey, Kobe, can I shoot my video, please? Date who you want to date, marry someone who you feel is right for you and who loves and cherishes you for who you are as a person and not what others think of you. This is huge. So many people date based off of the fact of whether or not, is that a bad bitch? Is he hot? Is he sexy? Does he have the body? Does he have the look? Is this something, or is this someone that's something? Not that I love, but that fits me aesthetically. Is this someone that when I go out in public, everyone's gonna be like, Ooh, did you see who such and such was out with? Oh yeah, such and such. Oh, she bad. Oh, he's handsome. And you know, he has this job and he drives this car and he lives in this house in this neighborhood and vice versa. That's really how you date. And then when it comes to marriage, and I've been guilty of this because I've seen a couple of my friends go through this process where you end up marrying the chick that was like the chick that I hooked you and everybody else up with to hit, but you fell in love. But it's a known fact that those are the females that actually find happiness faster than the good girls. But a lot of the times, you will have people that hit it off and match each other in so many ways, and they actually make each other happy, but their relationship is a secret because she's known for doing her thing a lot, and you have done your thing a lot, but what you don't want everybody to know is like, because your dudes did hit this chick. Sometimes separately, sometimes all together. So we hide our relationships. We hide our happiness. Or you don't even allow yourself to get in that position because the moment you get in that position, you know that other people are gonna come at you or they're gonna have something to say. And this is where I have always preached to everyone, you need to have the IDGAF thought process. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do what makes me happy because you do what makes you happy. And if this person is the person that makes you happy, date them, marry them, have kids with them, do whatever needs to happen. I get it. And this is gonna come off wrong, but at the same time, it's not, because this is where we are majorly losing. A lot of you females won't date a dude because your friend dated them. Stop that shit. Point blank, period. And the reason for that is you guys didn't work. So if your friend can be happy with that person, let them be happy. Because guess what? You're gonna go find your happiness. And if the shoes was on the other foot, would you really take the exact same route? And a lot of you say, yeah, I wouldn't do it because that was her old boo thing, blah, 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 blah. But what if that person is your soulmate? Guess what? In life, you are truly only gonna find one, maybe two people that you are really meant to be with for the rest of your life. That old karma and everything comes around and what's meant for you, well, guess what? 9 times out of 10, the person that's meant for you is the person you pushed away over some BS. This is the rules of the game. This was my girl's ex, blah, blah, blah. But in every aspect of life, you guys had way more chemistry meshed and were meant to be together. Dudes, same thing, bro code. If it, excuse me, if it isn't your actual by blood brother, and you have a chick that you've been with and they end up crossing paths and somehow like they really, y'all need to get over this. Oh, y'all was already digging each other in the first place. Oh, so you mean the whole time I was with her, you was really looking at my girl? 9 times out of 10, nah, that's not it. 5, 10 years then passed by. Whatever the situation, I ain't never looked at your chick. But we ended up, and because you were our mutuality, you were the only common denominator that we had. So when I was out or wherever I was at, and we saw each other, we talked to each other, because guess what? We ain't got no bad blood. And for the first time ever, I saw something in her that I had never seen. And she saw something in me that she had never seen. But guess what? The only person that's standing in the way of us potentially even seeing what's happening is you. And you've moved on with your life. You're not worried about her, haven't been worried about her. But all of a sudden, you want to get in your feelings because I want to talk to her. I was man enough in the first place to come say something to you instead of just doing it. So obviously, your friendship means everything to me. But at the end of the day, this could be a friendship that lasts the rest of your life. Y'all need to get over it. Bro code, sister code, whatever that bullshit y'all keep talking, guess what? It's just that. It's bullshit. It's not real. It's things, it's rules you make up that are stopping other people from being happy. You're not putting yourself in a position for you to actually be happy, especially when you're limiting your playing field. It's the same thing with I'm not dating somebody unless they're 6 foot, 6'2", 6'5". I'm not dating somebody unless they make this much money. I'm not dating someone unless they have this career or live in a house that they own or have a credit score. But guess what? You're limiting your options, which means you're making your dating pool a lot smaller than what it should be. And 9 times out of 10, the person that you should be with, the person that you need, not the one you want, but the one you need is in the dating pool that you say you don't want to be a part of. Moving on. Stop calling our women hoes when we as men do the same thing but want to put a double standard on women. I've been saying this for a long time. A lot of you dudes, is your brother or sister, are they all from the same father? So many of you can't say yeah. So guess what your mama was? Let's talk about your grandmother. Are your aunts and uncles from the same man? You may call this person grandpa, but technically you got 4 grandpas. So your grandmother had 4 baby daddies. So what does that make grandma? Yeah. Stop and think about what you actually be saying before you're saying that. Because at the end of the day, while you out here talking about hold this and hold that and ho, 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 and I ain't talking about the Christmas ho, the women that are in your life, your aunts, your cousins, your sister even, your mother, your grandmother, may be part of that whole club that you consistently throw out there. But you know, you overlook that thought process because of who they are. So it doesn't apply to them, but it applies to the women that you date. Yet you're out, Kobe, chill out. You're out slipping and sliding in everything that you can get in. But it's okay for you to do it, but it's not okay for her to do it. She's a hoe, but you're not. She's a thought, but you're not. She's a bitch, but you're not. Nah, bro. Double standards are just that, double standards. They're not real. You're making it up and you're making it out to be what you want it to be, which is bullshit. Stop calling women hoes when you yourself are a hoe. What's your body count? Women, stop bashing our kings. And, ooh, what just happened? Let me go back to it. Women, stop bashing our kings. Instead, build them up because we need our queens as our backbone when times get tough. Women have a tendency to, y'all downplay the role of a man so much in life that it honestly, it hurts. It hurts so bad. I, as a father with girls, a father of boys, a father who does his best and would give my all for my children. And the women that raise my children as much as I raise my children are also the same ones that go out and will say, I'm not shit. And the funny part about it is when they're out saying, I'm not shit, I have my kids. That's how you're out. You just got a child support payment, which is way more than what it really should be because you went to court and lied and said I made this amount of money when I really made this amount of money. And instead of them doing their research, they're charging me that. So now I'm on super hustle mode in my life in order to make this payment because they won't change it, so that you can go out and live a glamorous lifestyle with money that's supposed to be for my kids. So my kids at your house has one pair of shoes, maybe two. At my house has 4 or 5 pair of shoes, each kid. And multiple outfits in their own room and all this. While you're living super modest when you could actually be living it up. How does that make sense? Not my scenario, but that's so many other dudes' actual scenario. You have sent the kids with me on a weekend. Now you out with your girls talking mad shit while I got my kids on my dime. How does that make sense? You chose to deal with the fuckboy that you knew was no good, that has taken every dime from you that he possibly could to leave you with nothing. And you knew what he was about in the first place, but you still chose to go that route. Only then to at the exact same time say all men ain't shit. No, that man wasn't shit. You get Mother's Day, but then you also try to take Father's Day. There's so many different things that you guys do to manipulate the system. A man's not a man if he's not paying your bills. They are your bills. Because we come together doesn't mean that I take on all of your issues and problems and bills. So I spend all of my money on the issues and problems that I've created in my life, and then I have to take those exact same things and join them with your issues and your problems in order for me to be considered a man, just to be with you. How is that right? But on everything you say and everything you do, you're independent. You don't need a man. But the moment that you get a man, you drain a man to then tell the world that he ain't a man. When really he was the best man that you've ever known and ever had, you just broke him down. These same men that ain't men are raised by other women who call themselves queens, but never put a king in his life to show a prince how to be a king. So you tell me where the disconnect in that situation was at. So you went from a woman to another woman, but both of them are broken because your mother was broken. That's why you never knew a father. To go to another woman that doesn't know a father, has never seen what it's like to be a man, so has created this vision of what a man should be. And when you don't live up to that vision, you're not a man, you're broken. Think about that. Most of us came from broken homes, ghetto, trailer parks, drug-infested environments surrounded by gangs and violence and the root of all evil, and that's all we know. All we do is hurt each other and steal and lie and cheat and murder. For what though? The root of all evil is money. And the number one thing we based everything off of is money. So let's go back to the kings and queens in that broken environment, that broken mom, that broken daughter, and the ones that grew up. Well, guess what? You also have broken sons that turn into broken men, broken princes that turn into broken kings. All they know is to rob, steal, kill, sell drugs. You don't know how to work on a car. You don't know how to be a man in a home. You don't know how to treat your woman correctly. You're learning this on the fly. You are being told you need to be this way while living this way because you don't know the right way. You're in and out of jail because you don't know no other way, because everything to you is a hustle. You don't know what a real hustle is. You don't know what it's like to actually pay taxes. You don't know what it's like to go get a bank account. There's so many dudes that I've seen in my lifetime that I've already met and ran into, even as a grown adult, that don't have a bank account, nor have they ever had one. What's your credit score? I don't know. How do I find out? What are you doing with your life? Where are you going? And how are you getting there? Because there's no one that's ever been there that's taught them that. They are truly a product of their environment. And the environment that they grew up in is extremely toxic. And it was your parents' job to make sure you didn't grow up in that toxic environment. If you did grow up in that toxic environment, it was their job to teach you and to show you how not to stay in that environment, but to grow to get out of their environment, and they didn't do their job. And now you are a king or a queen, and you deserve all this, but you don't even know how to get to it. Every video is twerking. Every video is dudes doing this or doing this with their money. That money should be in a bank. You know what you should be able to do? You should be able to go to your wallet. You should have one of these, okay? You should pull out a bank card. A bank card. Credit cards. Business bank card. Credit card for your business. Do you even know what that means? Do you know where that stands? Do you know how to get there? Do you even know where to start? How do you make that happen? Most of you don't even know. You don't even know where to start. You've never even gone through the process. You don't even know how to get there. But you're a king. You're a queen. I deserve this and I deserve that, and I need a man that does this and a man that does that. And the thing about it is, it's one-sided. Because it's always women saying, I need, I deserve, 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 I need, I deserve. Why? What did you do to deserve? Why do you need it? Well, I don't need it, but I want it. Well, needs and wants are two totally different things. When you break it down and you look at it, the things that you say you won't do or should you really have? No, you ain't never had it in the first place. And that's why you want it, because you've never had it. And you want to give it to you. You don't want to work for it. You're not doing anything to work for it. A lot of these women that are in need, have, want mode don't even do it for themselves. We was laughing and joking on Facebook, talking about women in Birkin bags. Okay. What makes you worth $60,000 to $500,000? Because that's how much they cost. But most of you didn't even know that. And you got a lot of y'all are sitting here talking about you want this, but you ride around with a Michael Kors. That's right above a Walmart bag to me. I don't care what the price is, because you can put the price of anything on anything. In the 90s, there was a guy around here by the name of Isaac Mizrahi. Hundreds and thousands of dollars, and even hundreds of thousands of dollars for some of his dresses and some of his suits and his shoes. And Oscar de la Renta, same exact thing. But if you look at those things today, they cost absolutely nothing. In the 90s, there was Tommy Hilfiger. Tommy Hilfiger was super huge, fell off. They were in Walmart. You paid $5 for a t-shirt. Now all of a sudden it's back to $60 a t-shirt. There's levels to this shit. And Michael Kors is not on that level. Michael Kors is like the step bag. You went from Walmart to Target, and you bought a Michael Kors because you couldn't get to the Gucci or the Louis. But once you actually look at it and you really break it down, it's not even worth what you paid for it. It's like their watches. The watches weigh the exact same thing as that of aluminum foil. But if you even go to Walmart and buy a Casio watch and pick up a Casio watch, it weighs more than a Michael Kors. Which lets you know that the things that they use to build it are trash. Because if you go buy a real watch and you put a real watch on, it's got some major weight to it. It's heavy because the materials are real. You don't have to wear it for 6 months where if you take it and you scrape it on something a couple times and you look at it, it's the same color as brass. It's no longer gold, it's no longer silver, it's brass. So it's really not worth the money that you paid for it. You're just buying a name. But you're only buying a name because Nicki Minaj started to say so about 10, 12 years ago. You're doing things because they're fads, not because they're real. You're doing things to fit in, not because they're real. You're doing things because you want to let people think and see that you are a certain way, not because they're real. So ask yourself, where's the realest version of who you really are? And in real life, what is it what you would truly do for you in order to make changes to be the best version of you? We are all broken individuals that travel this world trying to find love and happiness. So who are we to judge the next person when we are all still trying to find our way on this journey called life? Blessings and love to everyone. Your day will come. And that's why this post resonates with me. Because at the end of the day, at some point in time, guess what? You're going to stop being real to the streets and be real to you. At some point in time, it's no longer going to be about, ooh, everybody accepts me for who I am. Because when you're at home and you're by yourself, guess what? You're not happy. When you don't know who you are, when you're just you by yourself, you're not happy. When you're not in a relationship with someone else there to basically help feed the beast, you're not happy. The moment you have to deal with reality, the fact that you really ain't got no money, the fact that your car really ain't shit. You went and bought a Chrysler 300 because it looks like a Bentley. Right? But you hardly drive it. You don't really want to go anywhere. You don't pick anybody up in it because it hardly makes it around the block. Or you went and bought that Hemi and you can't go nowhere because you can't afford the gas that goes in it. You went and bought a chain, but unfortunately it's not real. You're not finna take a shower in it. When you go to the pool, you're not jumping in that pool in it. When you go into the jewelry store, you making sure you ain't got it on because you don't want anybody to be like, hey, test that, see if it's real. A lot of people that live that lifestyle, it ain't real. The life you are living, the thing that you are portraying, what you're putting out there is not real. It's like instead of wearing polo, you're wearing USPA. United States Polo Association. That's not polo. The logo kind of looked the same, but it's still not polo. So, are you Polo, Ralph Lauren? Are you USPA? Are you Converse or are you Keds? Now the thought process on that one is you're gonna say you're Converse, but what's wrong with Keds? Because Keds actually has its own name as well. The whole moral of the story is be you, be who you are, rock what you rock, Just do it the right way. If you can't get the real, why get the fake? If you can't get what you really want, save and wait. If you're not happy with yourself, how you gonna make somebody else happy? If you a hoe, please tell me why you deserve somebody that's not a hoe. If you're a liar, why do you deserve the truth? If you're a thief, why do you deserve honesty? The life we live isn't really that hard, but we do make it harder on ourselves by trying to live lives that don't really suit who we are. We're always in the game of people pleasing when we aren't pleased with ourselves. I say this all the time, the best version of yourself starts today, right now, at this moment. If you can't make you happy right now, at this moment, stop looking for somebody else. If you're insecure, fix it. The insecurity wasn't created by someone else. It's what you have told yourself. Someone planted a seed, but you allowed it to grow. Now that that someone is gone, you want to say that you're insecure, and you take that insecurity and you put it on someone else. You take those branches and you put it in their yard. No. The first thing you need to do is realize who you are. And stop telling everybody what your worth is. People don't see your worth as soon as they meet you. That comes over time. So to say you have to earn my trust is telling them that they have to earn your presence. It's not real. It's falsehood. You're pushing yourself onto someone in a way that usually 9 times out of 10 isn't good. You're trying to make someone work harder than what they need to. Trust is something that is given, and only when that person has lost your trust do they then have to earn it back. They should never have to earn something they never had in the first place. That's not real. Relationships is about taking chance. Guess what? Jump in the pool, 100%. You can't dip your toe in. That's not dating. That's not jumping in. What happens in dating is you take all of your feelings of hurt, past pains, and all those things, and you let them go, and you give yourself wholeheartedly to the next person in order for you to find out whether or not it's going to work. That is called taking a chance. Do you go to Vegas with $500 but start off with a $1 bet? No, there's a minimum. You're gonna either hit the minimum or you're gonna hit the maximum or anywhere in between there. But guess what? Regardless, you have to take a chance. You can't put your money out there then see, oh my God, I'm about to lose and pull it back. No, you have to leave it there. All bets are final. That's real life. Stop calling these females hoes when you yourself are a hoe. So if anything, what you need to do is find another hoe and you guys need to hoe together. Regardless, happiness is happiness. Have I dated a hoe? Yes, and been damn happy with one. Just like these good girls? What you won't do, a hoe will. And I'll tell you this, I've had a hoe stick around a lot longer than you did. Didn't take her in public, but we was hoe-tastic for a long time. Real is real and fake is fake, and a lot of y'all is living real fake. It may still be real, but it's fake. That's why it's real fake. The life we live really isn't that hard. We just choose to make it that hard. The question is, what, when, and how, and where, and at what point in time will we make real just real? If I make the change and you make the change and your friends make the change and your best friend makes the change and they friends make changes, and then at the same time you're raising kids that are allowing them to make those exact same changes, guess what we are creating? Obama said it best. Change. A lot of y'all want dollars, but nobody ever wants change. Change is what adds up to bigger dollars. So I want all the change. Think about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video. Say thank you for taking the time to actually hear me out. Down there is a little red button that says subscribe. Hit that for me. Right there is a thing that says thumb up. Hit that for me. And then even further down, it says share. Why don't you send this to your best friend? Because they probably need to hear this too. And your brother, your sister, your cousins, your aunts, and your uncles. Because in order for us to get to where we need to be, sometimes we got to hear the things we don't want to hear. But the truth is the truth. Stop judging. You're not God. Start living, because you only get one life. With that, thanks for tuning in. Have a blessed day. Today is the beginning of the best day of your life. And with that,